Hi, welcome along to Transfer Daily, and it's a bit of a disappointing day today. Not loads of rumours flooding around, more the rumours that of players that look like they may not happen, and the deal that we've been all getting excited about, the Sami Khedira deal. A lot of reports today that that's not going to happen again. That Arsenal turned their interest away from Khedira. They're not happy with the wage demands. They think it's way too high. And also maybe turning away from it because they think that Khedira is looking to stay at Real Madrid. Because when I look at it and I think, where is Khedira going to go? I don't think he's going to go to Chelsea. Chelsea don't need him. They've got Matic there, Ramirez, etc. Can't think of many other clubs that he'd be looking to go to. Looks like possibility he may stay at Madrid. And certainly the respected BBC journalist, he tweeted out last night, David Ornstein, and he gets a lot of things right, David Ornstein. He tweeted out yesterday, this is quote, he said, Arsenal no longer pursuing Khedira, but they're still looking for a defensive midfielder, goalkeeper and a centre-back. Now, I'll be a bit disappointed because I'd still like to see Khedira come in. I still think he would be a good addition to the team. Still think he'd work great with that German contingent and work great alongside Mesut Ozil. But it looks like Arsenal are going cold on that and may have turned their attentions away from Sami Khedira. And if that's the case, is it all now on Carvalho, William Carvalho, the young player who plays for Portugal and also Sporting Lisbon? Massive prospect, been described inevitably as the new Vieira, but he's a massive prospect. Of course, Manchester United have been chasing him for a very long time. We know about this huge release clause that he has of 35 million euros, which is huge for a player that, let's face it, he's still unproven, even though he's done well for Sporting Lisbon, has played okay for Portugal, but he's an unproven player, and that's a huge release clause. Although, remember, it could be just take a decent bid to prize him away. The other complicated thing about Carvalho, as I was saying yesterday, is that he's not owned 100% by Sporting Lisbon. There's third-party ownership or other owners involved in it, which a lot of English clubs really hate getting involved with. But we saw, all the reports are that Arsenal put in a bid for Carvalho. So is the Khedira thing done and Carvalho's the #1 target in that defensive midfielder position? That's what we're going to have to find out. Certainly, we know that Arsenal need a defensive midfielder. Definitely. We also know that they need a centre-back. Now, listen, increasingly looks like Thomas Vermaelen is going to go. He's going to leave to go to Manchester United by all looks of it. They're willing to stump up about £10 million. And, of course, I mean, even yesterday I was talking to Piers Morgan in an interview. He seemed like he said he's quite relaxed on Thomas Vermaelen going because he hasn't had a great time at Arsenal in the past couple of years. But there's rumours today that Arsenal, if they let Vermaelen go to Manchester United, are saying that they'd want either Chris Smalling or Phil Jones as part of that deal. Now, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, Phil Jones is a player that I think should be playing as a centre-back. I don't know why Manchester United, they play him centre-back, they play him in the midfield. I mean, yes, he is a versatile player, but he seems to play all over the place. Probably just playing in one position, he'd be a lot better. And Chris Smalling, again, decent centre-back. Are they as good, though, as Thomas Vermaelen, those two? I don't think so. And, you know, should we be going after those two from Manchester United? Would that make sense for them to be part of a deal? I suppose it does make sense, but would they want to come? I mean, then, having said that, staying at Manchester United for them, they're going to be playing second fiddle there. They've played that their whole career at Manchester United. So, be very interested on to see if any of that comes to fruition and they come as part of the deal. But again, this whole Thomas Vermaelen heading out thing is hotting up, and that looks like that is definitely going to be a thing that's happening. Another thing that has been a bit deflating, as far as I'm concerned, is Arsene Wenger, as I said yesterday, reported it yesterday, that he said that he doesn't think that Arsenal need a striker. They won't be after a striker. Again, I find it really strange. I know for a fact, this is a fact, that they were really in that to hunt. Their first target for the summer was going to be Loic Remy. Remember seeing him at the ground at the last game of the season. He was the target. Then Arsenal got Sanchez. The whole Sanchez Suarez scenario thing moved really quick, and Arsenal had to get in there quick and sign Sanchez. So is Sanchez the striker that they've signed? There's been rumours he's going to play on the right, that he might play out on the left, but are Arsenal saying that this guy, Alexis Sanchez, now he's going to be a striker, out-and-out striker for Arsenal? So we've got him, we've got Giroud, we've got Sanogo, and also don't forget we've got Campbell. Campbell returning. If Arsenal play him, he's a striker. Even though he can play out on the right and left as well, he's a striker as well. Are Arsenal putting their faith now in Campbell as well? I mean, I was thinking about this yesterday. If, say, for instance, the World Cup had been on and we didn't know, we never knew Campbell, we hadn't signed him, and Arsenal had gone out there and signed Campbell and Sanchez, say, would we all be happy? Would we be saying, oh, those are two great signings? Obviously, we know Alexis Sanchez, world-class player, and this guy Campbell looked brilliant in the World Cup as a striker. But is it because we've already got the Campbell that it doesn't feel like a signing to us, so we're a bit disappointed in it? Because if you think about it, he was, you know, you've got to say he was one of the top strikers, you know, in the World Cup, one of the strikers who made a mark. So are Arsenal saying to themselves, we don't need Loic Remy because we've got Campbell, we've got Sanchez, Giroud, Theo Walcott, of course, who's been wanting to play as an out-and-out striker, and Sanogo, of course. And are Arsenal also looking on it and thinking, well, actually, nowadays as well, you don't really have many out-and-out strikers. It's all interchanging and, you know, false number 9s, etc. I don't know, because it seems strange to me that they've let Loic Remy go, but the more I think about it, it could be just that they're saying, listen, we've got strikers now. Campbell and Sanchez will be our strikers, and we don't really need to strengthen in that area. I personally think that would be a mistake. I still think we need a striker. I still think there's strikers out there who could be had. Piers Morgan yesterday saying that he thinks we should go out there and get Balotelli. I think there's Jackson Martinez out there as well. There's Wilfred Boney out there. There's players out there. There are striking targets out there. And I don't know, maybe it could be one of these ones that they wait till the wire to find out who's available before they decide which striker they're going to bring in. But I still think Arsenal need a striker. And David Ospina, as we've been reporting for the past couple of weeks here, we were probably one of the first to report that we think David Ospina is going to be coming here. That's looking increasingly likely that that's going to get tied up sometime this week. Will provide brilliant competition. Have a listen to the podcast that's on the website about David Ospina from a French football expert's perspective as well, giving the lowdown on him. He's a top goalkeeper, and Szczesny will be under threat. There's no doubt about it. He is a top keeper. Ospina looking like it's happening, but what else is going to happen? Will we get a signing this week, Thursday? That's when we seem to be doing our business. We're going to have to wait and see. Let's get into some of your comments. Sanjog Patro says, get Smalling, but not Phil Jones. Mark Hardingham says, for a centre-half, we should get Marcus Roger. He's a fantastic player and showed that at the World Cup, of course, the Argentinian player. Dick Patel says, so if we're not going to sign Khedira, who is going to be the huge signing we are going to get? I wonder. Now, that's true. Remember we said about the huge signing? Is Carvalho the huge signing? Listen, I think Arsenal are playing a game at the moment. They're sniffing around for a couple of targets and they're trying to keep it under wraps. MJ Marnie says, Robbie, do you think Alexis Sanchez might be our very own Kevin Keegan? Kevin Keegan. But listen, if he can become an Henry, I'll be very happy. Dick Patel also says, if we're going to get Carvalho instead of Khedira, I hope we don't pay 30 million plus that they want. More than Khedira, when we could get him for around 24 million, although the wages is a problem. Yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, Carvalho, of course, is a very disciplined defensive midfielder. That's his position. A lot of what's been said about Khedira is that he's too similar to Aaron Ramsey, not your typical defensive midfielder. He's more of a box-to-box player. So maybe this is why Carvalho seems to be more of a target at the moment, what we're hearing, than Khedira. Bombar144 says, oh, lost him there. Sorry, Bombar144 says, Javier Hernandez, he would be a 10 out of 10 signing for Arsenal. Yeah, what about him instead of, you know, as part of that deal for Thomas Vermaelen? Dave P says, let's move for Schneiderlin. Still not sure about Schneiderlin to me. Still not sure. Taylor Winter says, Giroud, Campbell, Sanogo, and Alexis. We have a lot of strikers, but we still need a world-class striker, he says. Listen, that seems to be the general theme. Loads and loads of you out there, a bit baffled about Arsenal's targets now, because we thought striker, defensive midfield, it was all on. Now it's all sort of been pulled back a bit. They've called a lot. And it's really, really hard to call. It's really hard to call who exactly they're going to go out to try and get. But it's certainly Carvalho. With all the reports we're hearing, the bid was gone in for him. Maybe he looks like the guy they're going to go. Last few here. See here, Jalad says, Vermaelen should be trained as a defensive midfielder. He's perfect for it. We've heard that for a long time, but obviously Arsene Wenger doesn't fancy him in that position and has never ever attempted to play him there. Hezi66 says, Robbie, do you think Sanchez should play on the left flank and Walcott on the right arm? That may be where they might be looking to play him. Denise Invlad says, are there any more rumours about another right-back, Manquillo? Those rumours continue about Manquillo, but haven't seen no movement on that. Don't understand that one, but he must be a hot player if they're after him that much. Shivani Sharma says, let's try for Cavani. That would be a great signing, but how much would it cost? That would be a humongous fee. Even though he hasn't had a very good season, it would be a humongous fee. Mod Faisal says, I trust Arsene Wenger, he says. So whoever Arsene Wenger decides to bring, he's going to trust him. Rot Harger says, Carvalho is a proper defensive midfielder. I personally would prefer him to Khedira because we could sign him on a long-term contract, and in a few years he'll be the best defensive midfielder in the world. There could be that thinking about it. James K said we should make every effort to get Javi Martinez. Ram Sketch says, let's go and get Falcao. Pavans wants Pogba. Listen, what we want, we don't always get, mate. Those are some big, expensive signings out there. I'm going to finish this one. Guna779 says we should loan out Sanogo, get Balotelli, get Schneiderlin or Khedira, and we have a title contending solid team. What do you guys think? Leave me in the comments below. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily. Don't forget, check out those interviews we done yesterday. We done part 1, 2, and 3 interview with Piers Morgan. Really interesting insight into him as an Arsenal fan. He had a few controversial things to say, including also that he's dropped his campaign to get Arsene Wenger out. So make sure you check out those videos. They're on the YouTube page and website right now. Don't forget to download our app if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you haven't already subscribed. We are closing in on 100,000 subscribers. That's a real milestone and landmark for us. We're so grateful to you guys for subscribing. It's been brilliant how many subscribers we've achieved in such a short space of time. So thank you very much for that. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. We're going to be giving away a few special prizes once we've reached that 100,000 mark. So subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV right here on YouTube. Thanks once again for watching Transfer Daily, and we will be back tomorrow.